Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man Guy, and this topic was suggested by Big KO26. Justifiable is a very subjective term, especially right now in the Smash community where people are trying to make reboot rosters. I think in the right context, any character could be justifiable. It depends on the theme and the size of the roster you're making. So, just for fun today, why don't we take that to the absolute extreme? At one point of time, Smash Bros. Was just a roster of 12 characters, so, theoretically, none of the characters that came after are strictly necessary, even things that seem really important now. Animal Crossing, for instance, was already snubbed in Brawl because it's a game that is not well suited to a fighting game. A reboot could, hypothetically, go back to that line of thinking. As for Splatoon, I mean, if we're making a small roster, maybe we should focus on big-name characters and not generic avatars like the Inklings. What about Fire Emblem? Sure, Marth seems like the obvious choice, but he's not the only one. Maybe someone's roster has Marth, maybe someone's roster has Alear with Marth. So, if we're just looking at the original Smash 12, who can we not justifiably cut? I'd say Mario, Link, maybe Kirby, and to a lesser extent, Pikachu and Donkey Kong. Mario is the single character face of Nintendo. I don't think that's justifiable. Link is maybe not quite on that level, but Nintendo does put a lot of care into the Zelda series. That is probably the series they put the most effort into to making sure every entry is absolutely a masterpiece of the Nintendo console it's on. So, I think Link's gotta be there. Kirby is very consistent, but what if someone wanted to make a roster that focused purely on first-party characters? Things like HAL and Game Freak would be thrown into question. And speaking of Game Freak, what if someone wanted to make a roster that focused purely on the most popular Pokemon? Charizard and Greninja have Pikachu beat. As for Donkey Kong, he is historically one of Nintendo's most important characters. But Rare is what made Donkey Kong into one of their main heroes. And without Rareware, Donkey Kong's been all sorts of thrown into question. He might be more on the level of Star Fox now. Now, I'm not seriously advocating for a roster with just Mario or Link, nor would I really go for any of this extensive amount of cuts. But like any of these videos, it's just a fun idea to toy with in my head.